After all those acts to follow, hopefully I can capture your attention. This is a really exciting technology. VaxSyna is developing affordable vaccines and therapeutics against global health challenges. Oops. There you go. Vaccines are the most cost-effective way to prevent infectious diseases, and they yield the highest success. Yet we are lacking modifiable vaccine platforms that minimize costs for access to low and middle income countries who often suffer the most from public health threats. That is exactly what we're tackling with our patented vaccine platform. Just like the modifiable smart scientist Bruce Banner, who consumes the Hulk formula to become stronger, we use non-infectious tailorable virus-like particles, VLP, and co-deliver it with recombinant immune complex, RIC. Together, they stimulate the immune system to produce robust vaccines against numerous diseases. This gives our vaccines numerous biological and commercial advantages that make it a viable commercial proposition. Our vaccine production technology is in active research, and it has shown to induce immunoprotection in a mouse model against HPV, Zika, norovirus, dengue, Ebola, HIV, influenza, tuberculosis, and more. And importantly, this technology is patented with inventors on our team. Human papillomavirus is the most common STD in the world. Persistent infection with prevalent HPV types causes cervical cancer. Over 570,000 women are diagnosed with HPV cervical cancer worldwide, and 90% of these deaths occur in low and middle income countries, which are the red countries on our map and also our target market. There are over 200 subtypes of HPV. It does not just cause cervical cancer, it causes other cancers too, such as urogenital, head and neck, penile, and more. And current vaccines only protect against 9 types of HPV and neglecting low and middle income countries. Our vaccine platform is modifiable for all of the greatest pathogenic threats, but our initial product is designed to protect against HPV. Our solution uses the RIC and VLP platform to produce a low-cost HPV vaccine, which we are calling Papillovax. Papillovax uses the conserved L2 strain of HPV, L2 protein of HPV, to potentially protect against 22 HPV types. Our patented optimized expression system lowers our manufacturing cost to a fraction of a penny per dose and is rapidly scalable. Also, our initial studies have shown that our vaccine platform has potential for decreased cold storage and has promising results in only using 2 doses. The HPV vaccine market is estimated at $30 billion globally. We plan to keep costs minimal for equal access to low and middle income countries that are currently underserved by our competition. Our preclinical development plan is to improve dosing, temperature stability, and immunogenicity before entering into clinical trials by 2024. We will go through the necessary steps to file for an investigational new drug application with the FDA as early as next year. Our total estimated cost to enter into phase 1-2 clinical trials is just under $11 million, which on average is about $13.5 million. Which brings us to asking for $975,000 in pre-seed funding, covering our preclinical research paired with operating costs and legal fees. The return on investment is estimated at $3 billion for HPV, with many other opportunities. We can reduce this cost if we secure additional legal assistance and/or laboratory space. Once we prove our vaccine method for HPV, we aim to tackle other pathogens and therapeutics. We have built an exceptional team. Mary Pard, myself, Dr. Caitlin Morris, and Joe Hunter. Mary and our advisor, Dr. Hugh Mason, are both inventors of this technology. Joe and I have both started other successful businesses, and I have another invention that is in current clinical trials currently. Our group is also advised by Dr. Kate Tolenko, a global health expert and entrepreneur with experience in vaccination programs, Dr. Travis Whitful, a biotech entrepreneur and venture capitalist, and Alenko Cullinan, a startup consultant and corporate trainer. We have 15 years in vaccine development, previous startup experience, and the perseverance needed to bring our vaccines and therapeutics to the clinic. VaxSyna has a versatile platform to make vaccines and therapeutics against multiple pathogens at a low manufacturing cost. Thank you for your time, and you can contact us at info@vaxsyna.com.
Thank you very much. Great presentation, Caitlin. Does anyone have some questions for Caitlin?
Yeah, after so many presentations, we might all be fizzling out, but no big deal because I will put my contact in the chat box.
Okay, do that. Absolutely do that.
Rosemary, the obvious question is this another vaccine once it's developed for COVID-19?
Yes. This could be another COVID-19 vaccine, and one of our competitors is currently developing one, but we're better.
So my question is, why does it take such a long time to get to market on a vaccine, given what we've witnessed over the last 12 months with Pfizer, Moderna et al.? I'm just curious why you think it's going to take 6 years or 5 to 6 years to get to the end point.
So, I mean, this pandemic has certainly accelerated approvals of vaccines. So the pathway might be more accelerated for other future vaccines, including ours. The standard, so we are still in preclinical studies. We've only done efficacy studies using mice, and we have to go into other animals before humans and then do all the necessary steps to make sure that we don't kill anyone or make them sick with a disease that they don't need to get. So that's just the standard with going through the phases of the clinical trials. But it could be, I mean, FDA is now accelerating things, so it could be faster. And because our technology is so robust already, we don't foresee any problems.
And is your other product that you were talking about or other vaccine already in phase 1 or phase 2 trials?
None of our vaccines are in phases of any trials. We're still in preclinical development. This is a platform technology that we've developed against multiple different diseases, tested all of them against mice, and we need to pick a starting place in order to push that through the phases of development and approval.
Thank you.
Hey, Kathleen, how does your vaccine, which is kind of a green vaccine, differs from the viral vector-based vaccines? And the thing is that what kind of the upstream and downstream challenges you see when you go for the scale up of this vaccine?
I'm going to defer that question to Mary.
Our platform does not use any live viruses, such as like an adenovirus vector. We use subunit vaccines.
Mary,
so we have.
Could you speak up a little bit more?
Okay. Hopefully this. All right. Is this better?
Just try again.
Okay, so I switched my speaker to the computer speaker. Perhaps that would work.
That's better. That's better. Thank you.
Okay, sorry about that. So as I was mentioning that we use a subunit protein vaccine format, so we can take whatever type of antigen or piece of a pathogen that we want to express against, put it inside our platforms, and then generate vaccines. So we do not have any live components, and that makes our vaccines far safer because we don't have the risk of accidentally infecting our patients or clinical trial participants with the actual infectious agent. Everything is done with small protein subunits against whatever pathogen we like to use. And the neat thing about plant expression systems is that they're highly scalable. They have very low startup costs because in order to grow plants, we just need some soil, water, air, just very basic greenhouse format. And because of the new advances in vertical farming, it is very convenient to scale up production while keeping our costs very, very low. And so that allows VaxSyna to have a very low manufacturing cost, which allows us to provide vaccines for low and middle income countries who might not be able to afford the high cost by our HPV competitors.
Thank you.